EOM Business Network. So much for one broadcast.
It is no longer news that restructuring is now an everyday word in Nigeria. Yet, there seems to be no headway. Questions begging for answers. Is this nagging issue really in the interest of the people, control of resources, or politics as usual? Hello everyone, thanks for keeping in touch. This is yet another amazing episode of the EOM Business Network, an in-depth production of EOM Communications Limited. I am INT'L Okwala. Today on the program, we shall kick off with the news segment, thereafter the Nigerian economy, and on the face-to-face, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Calaya Engineering Services Limited, no other person but Tony Oswago. It promises to be incisive. Let's go there.
Transcorp Hilton Abuja has rolled out the drums to celebrate its 30th anniversary. Joining the celebration, Chief Regulatory and Government Regulations Officer of Ibadan Electricity Distribution Company PLC, Shola Adegbe, and Head of Protocol of ECOWAS Commission, Steve Onwuka, believe that the iconic hotel has proven its worth as a giant in the Nigeria hospitality industry since its emergence.
Transcorp Hilton has come a long way. 30 years is a long time, but they have maintained the facility such that we, the patrons, still enjoy it. It's still a hotel of choice when you come to Abuja for a short stay or even a long stay for business or for pleasure. It's a place to be. It's clean, it's secure. The service is probably second to none in Abuja. I wish the board, the management, the staff, and the teeming population of guests, well-wishers, I wish you all a happy 30th anniversary. I wish you more success. I wish you more progress and all the very best in your endeavors. And I wish you many more multiples of 30 years in advance.
Transcorp Hilton has carved out a niche for itself. Don't forget that they came into Abuja when we didn't have any 5-star. Maybe there was Sheraton, and notably it was just Sheraton and Transcorp Hilton. Yes, before then we used to have Agura. These were the landmark hotels we had. They have sustained, and they have won the choice, and they have managed to provide the city with the facilities that it has needed over the years for conferencing. And if you're into conferencing, you know that it's a very tedious demand in terms of facility, services, the right personnel, the right mood and attitude to work.
Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Rider Mills Limited, Modukwe Anjos, has advised government on the ways to tackle housing deficit problems in Nigeria. Speaking with EOM Business Network news correspondents, Anjos said the government only needs strategic partnership with the necessary bodies in the sector to fix the housing deficit issue in Nigeria.
Housing is universally accepted as the second most important human need in the world, before food. The government has put together different schemes like the Federal Housing Authority and the Federal Mortgage Banks for these purposes, but they've also put different policies in place which actually have not have improvised the common man on housing. So the common man is not getting what they're meant to get from the government. Based on this, I think we're still way far back. The government can try to close up the housing deficits in the country by collaborations, strategic collaborations with different professional bodies in housing, in property development, in also housing financing.
Let's now talk about Lagos at 50. Engineer Charles Emembolu, Chief Executive Officer of Crescent Nigeria Limited, and Dakpo Adeni, Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Welltech Oilfield Services, are both of the view that despite its modest size, the economy of Lagos State is well ahead of other states in Nigeria and indeed some countries in Africa.
It's a state that is worthy of celebration. It leads in a lot of spheres across the country compared to other states, especially those that are created about the same time. Besides the fact, it's also the economic capital of the country today. Even though the physical or the geographical space is small, it's a mega city. It has about 20 to 25 million people. And in the past 16 years or more, the leadership of the state has also put it at a top where it can compete amongst peers in the world today. Lagos' success story, ability to have seen that happen from that point up till now, and the excitement of things to come.
Lagos State has come a long way since the creation of Lagos State in 1967. It's come a long way. 50 years, like you mentioned, is worthy of celebration, but more especially in Lagos State, considering the feats that Lagos State has made in Nigeria and then in Africa at large. Lagos State, as we know, is the nerve center and the powerhouse of Nigeria. Lagos State has achieved a lot. Obviously, there's still room for improvement. But I know that with the government we have and the forward-thinking style that I have seen them display, they're growing Lagos there. And I know the governor has a plan to grow Lagos to be the third largest economy in Africa. So that in itself is something to be applauded.
Country Manager of S.C. Johnson & Sons Nigeria Limited, Elweni Ogale, has expressed concerns over the neglect in the manufacturing sector by the Nigerian government. Ogale, who was fielding questions during an exclusive interview with EOM Business Network news correspondents, outlined the benefits to be derived and a mutual alliance between government and the Manufacturing Association of Nigeria.
In any economy that works, manufacturing is often the growth driver. Manufacturing is the engine for growth of any economy that's going to really work. In Nigeria, because we could get cheap foreign exchange and dollars and revenue from oil over the years, the focus on manufacturing was downplayed. The enabling environment that will allow manufacturers truly thrive isn't fully in place in Nigeria. You don't get enough incentives or tax breaks or tax holidays for manufacturers to really thrive. The sourcing environment is very challenging. As a manufacturer, it's difficult to source your products from locally or from within the country. You have to rely on lots of importers to import even the most basic of raw materials, which puts you at the mercy of foreign exchange laws as they may be at that point in time, and in which, in most cases in Nigeria, is negative. There's a huge opportunity for manufacturing to drive Nigeria forward, but it will have to be a concerted, holistic effort between manufacturers and the government to be able to do this. There needs to be the right enabling environment. There needs to be the right setup so that manufacturers truly can start growing. Manufacturers, when they work, are great employers of labor. They're great employers of labor. They can be not only be great employers of labor, they can also partner with entrepreneurs to be able to take whatever products and services these guys come up with to give them a platform to have a broader reach to shoppers and consumers and across the society. Bottom line, I think there's a significant opportunity to do this, but it will need to be a roadmap that has to happen in partnership with the government. And I don't think we're there yet, but there's a lot of work being done by the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria in concert with the Trade Ministry, to get this to the next level. I look forward to seeing how that progresses, because I'm excited with what is possible if we get manufacturing going. If we get it going, it's going to be really exciting.
John Beecroft, Chief Executive Officer of Tetra Manor Limited, has expressed satisfaction with infrastructure development in Lagos State, with particular reference to the construction of roads and bridges. He, however, advised that this development must also be replicated with other social infrastructures. Beecroft also spoke on Nigeria's huge housing deficit. He advised that government should do more if the infrastructure and housing deficit in Nigeria must be fixed.
Infrastructure. So right now focus being on roads, power, light. Looking at Lagos in particular, not Nigeria, look at Lagos in particular. Honestly, I'm impressed by what the government is doing, and that is that's not a joke. You travel out of Lagos and you come back, and every day there's something new, a new road has opened up. Of course, you know about the Abule-Egba road, the flyover. You know about the Ajah one. Look at the Lekki Ajah road, and every day there's something impressive. They are working on the jetties now, so I can see Lagos building a lot of infrastructure. And anytime you do this, new places open up. So when they did the Ajah road a few years back, that corridor really opened up. In 2007 or so, I was working at Ajah, and of course that place was basically bare. But after they did that road, that place blew up. Right now, the amount of traffic that goes through that place, the number of people living there, is massive. So of course, what government is doing is impressive. That's not to say that you still don't have major gaps. One is power. And of course, if any estate you want to build now, you still have to provide your own power. The roads, everybody practically has to build, everybody is his own local government. So you basically have to do, and we're not talking about little costs here. So let me give you an example. For us now in this estate, between 10 and 15% of the cost came from services that government should have provided. We're talking about having to do the roads ourselves, having to pay for build our own mini power plants, our own water plants, and stuff like that. So about 10 to 15% of the cost is things that should normally be provided by government. So it's not. So there's still a long way to go. And so if government really is serious about, and I believe they are serious about providing housing for everybody, that is one easy area. Take care of infrastructure. Price of housing on its own will go down without you doing anything else. Take care of infrastructure. Take care of, do something about the finance industry. You look at mortgage institutions now, and they are still charging 18 to 20%. That's not a mortgage. That's just a normal loan. If you want to talk about serious mortgage, you think about maybe 4 to 6%. Because imagine you taking a loan for 10 years at 20%, it will kill you. And to pay back will become a huge problem. Even for the low-income people, it will become a huge problem. So take care of the finance, and then a lot of other things will naturally follow. Businessmen are smart. They know how to take care of themselves. Just provide an enabling environment and things will be okay.
Still in the celebration mood of his 40th birthday, Prince Akifemiwa Akinroton Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Obat Oil and Gas, spoke about his growing up and his dreams.
Growing up, it was like really difficult, because when you have a very tough parent, a tough father that is very disciplined and very hardworking, it put us to work at a very early stage, and it taught us how to be honest, disciplined, hard work. So a lot of people look at, oh, he's a rich man kid. No, it doesn't happen to us. In our own face, my dad will wake up in the morning to work. As he's going to work, he say, Femi, my elder brother, my sibling, yeah, let's go to work now. Let's go to work. Yeah, without any hard work, nothing is coming on the table. You can't play. You just have to work. So growing up has been not too pleasant when I was younger, but now it's paving way for me. My prayer first is for God to give me long life from this time forward, to give me more wisdom, and my other wish is to surpass my dad, and to surpass Dangote, surpass Femi Otedola, because in another 10 years now, we should be in that league now.
Prince Akinrito also advised government to focus on the fixing of local refineries to reduce the delay in the importation of materials, which has been a major challenge in the oil and gas sector's operation in Nigeria.
Major one is Nigeria as an oil producing country. It's difficult for us to be importing most of the time, like the Honorable Minister Kachuku said yesterday that in 2019 they're looking at putting a stop in importation. So if we can focus more in our refinery business and put more refinery around Nigeria, it will make business more lucrative for people like us, because most of the time we have to open letter of credit, we have to bring product in. That takes a little bit of time. There will be some time that the vessel might have delay or all that, and to bring product in from Europe now, it takes about 14 days. So if we can have access to a refinery around maybe Lekki Free Trade Zone, it will be more faster when you're running out of stock to bring in stock and to service your customer around Nigeria.
Joining Prince Akinrito in his celebration, Adebayo Oyedokun, Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Peak Shipping Agency and Director and Chief Operating Officer of Ship-to-Ship Solutions Limited, Olakunle Jolakpomo, have described the Chief Executive Officer of Obat Oil and Gas, Prince Akinfenwa Akinrito, as a man of integrity.
Prince Akinfenwa, is a man that I really adore. Man of integrities, that have a dynamic potentialities. He's a man that, I do proud for him. I mean, I'm always proud of him any time, any day. And then when you see such a man, Prince Akinfenwa, you can do a lot of things with him. It's just like, there's some people that you are going to work with. At the end of the day, you will regret, why do I have to work with this man? But the case of Prince Akinfenwa, the case is different. So he's a wonderful man, a jovial man, a dynamic man. And anytime, any day, I can tell you that I love to work with him, and I'll keep on working with him.
His conviction for Christ is become so voluminous. It's even overtaken me that I felt I was a contributor to that. So I think he's on the right path. There's almost not much to change about him. My birthday wishes would be for him to have long life, for him to grow old to see his children's children, for him to have the best that life can give in totality. Because obviously he's a man of the people, he's someone that is admired by the society. He's been very well friendly to less privileged people. When I look at his character as a person, it baffles me that one with that much pedigree also comes along with a lot of humility.
Oyedokun also suggested that the Nigerian maritime sector needs to undergo proper restructuring process and re-engineering.
Maritime sector is so wonderful indeed that governments need to come to our assistance, come to the aid, and identify all those key problems. When I say key problems, how will you assist them? What are they facing? What's their problem here and theirs? And they need to assist us, and then raise the ones that are more viable. By maybe financial assistance, and then you ask them what and what do you need. You understand? But those things also cannot be done also in isolation. It cannot go through the body. So if the maritime sector have a very viable bodies that can easily, fight for all those shipping agencies, we'll be able to have a wonderful maritime sectors.
Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Multi Homes Furnitures Nigeria Limited, Chief Donald Shimobi, has called on government and Nigerians to support and buy made in Nigerian products.
Made in Nigeria goods are not inferior, but what made in Nigeria goods diminishing is that we are not getting encouragement from the government. Even the so-called imported goods, they are complementing their products with raw materials in Nigeria. For like most of our counterparts, they bring the leather, some components, in furniture parts. They buy wood here to do the skeleton and couple it. So they are not better. And most times, because of the high rate of poverty in the town, many people cannot avoid good furniture. So for the indigenous, these small scale industries like artisans to survive, they use substandard material that will bring the products very cheap, so they will sell, so that will survive. So that is the problem. Not that the made in Nigeria goods are not quality products. It's very bad. It is in a very bad shape, and that is why most indigenous companies are either collapsing or they are leaving the country. You can witness there are no light. You cannot do business without light in Nigeria today, and that's why you see most artisans, you see most of our youth, they are not involved in one entrepreneurship or the other. They are doing Okada riding. Even if you are into furniture, you need light to operate your machine. Even your vulcanizer, even if you go to developed country, vulcanizers are using light. Make it very easy. Here everything is generator. So, and the cost of fuel is very expensive. You see, at the end of the day, you see you have nothing to gain. Your input is more than the output.
Still on Made in Nigeria products, Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Bosker Nigeria Limited, Kelwo Chikwago, has highlighted funding of projects and infrastructure deficit as some of the major challenges facing the attainment of a conducive business environment in Nigeria.
The challenges are many, but I will start with first funding of projects, funding of things you want to do. Because people do not believe that what you are doing is, what you're proposing could be doable by a Nigerian group, you don't get easily funded for that kind of thing. Okay, you get such antagonistic actions like with your foreign partner and so on. The second thing is, well, it's still part of the thing, that's unbelief that this is possible. Then the third one would be the general thing that we all know about, the insufficiencies that exist with respect to power, with respect to security, the excessive taxes that happen, the multiple taxations that happen in almost every area in this country.
Chikwago made this statement at his Port Harcourt office, where he also advised Nigerians to buy made in Nigerian products and help reduce unemployment in the country.
It is a serious problem. However, it is something that we can make good stride in trying to curb if we look at doing things from inside Nigeria. If we look at supporting Nigerian things, producing things in Nigeria that we have to use, we would mop up a lot of people who are not employed. Now, if you look at the things that happen in this country, almost everything is imported. If you look around any room, any conference hall, and wherever, even as people are shouting the mantra of buy it, look made in Nigeria, they are sitting down in environments, in halls that have no Nigerian content inside it, okay? From the chairs, the tables, everything. So if we start buying Nigeria, if we start buying things made in Nigeria, we would create opportunities for manufacturers and so on to be able to employ other people. Secondly, the country is heavily endowed, is highly endowed with things. We have not even started as a country. Opportunities in this country are numerous. And if people get into doing things in this country, manufacturing, be it in small scale or in medium scale or in a large scale, we'll move forward.
Founder and Chief Executive Officer of Makers Academy and Exposure Robotics Academy, Obinna Ukwani, who aims to redefine the Nigerian educational system, believes that the Nigerian student should be exposed to effective ways of getting excellent learning experience.
Our objective was to expose as many young Nigerians to what education should be like, and to teach them the skills that we felt that they need to know to compete in the new world. Skills like critical thinking, problem solving, programming. Our target audience, they were 15 on average, SS1, SS2, and we just wanted to, one, give them a really great time so that they have a memorable educational experience over the course of 5 weeks. Of course, to expose them to the skills that I mentioned and expose them to people like the instructors that we brought from MIT, and overall just change their lives within that space. And it was expensive. It cost quite a bit even then to do this, paying for flights. We worked with over 113 students over the course of 3 years. These students came from a total of 17 different states across Nigeria, and we even had some students from Ghana. We did recreational events for the students almost on a bi-weekly basis and took them out every weekend. They were tremendously happy and joyful throughout the entire time, and they learned so much. It wasn't easy, it was tough material. If you ask anyone, it's never easy to learn how to program. But by and large, by the 4th day at the program, of a 5-week program, every single student of ours could write code. And we had students who had never even seen computers before. But within 4 days, they were all programming.
And this is the EOM Business Network News.
Products need laborers, and you need to hire some people to work for you to produce a certain good. And service is what you render, whether you earn or you don't earn. You render the service in terms of serving humanities and human resource development.
Product is what you give and service is what you render.
Product are things that you see and touch, but services are those things that we cannot see, like security, like health and co.
Products are physical items like you sell. Services is what you render, what you can do.
A product is a fundamental end unit commodity consumption. Now, for example, if Glo supplies you internet services or MTN supplies you internet services, now that is a service. They are giving you a service which got warranty. Now, if they give you a SIM, that's a product. That's not differentiation.
Product is something about the company that the company offers. Okay. A tangible something, a tangible white service is something tangible that you don't see.
A product is when you are giving, and the service is when you are rendering something.
Products are something produced. Okay. Service is service given to someone.
According to evaluations from global economic findings, the establishment of social infrastructures like electricity, roads, health, communication, transportation systems, physical structures, as well as friendly tax regimes, and so on, is essential to achieving a friendly, conducive, and thriving business environment. In fact, some of the major causes of Nigerian economic underdevelopment include infrastructure deficits, inadequate implementation of developmental policies, and unfriendly tax regimes, among others. Economic experts have therefore suggested that for Nigerians' recovery plans and actions to rebound exponentially, to revamp the current economic challenge and indeed compete favorable in the cycle of economic powers, about 25% of its GDP must be constantly and sincerely dedicated to infrastructure development over the next 10 years. EOM Business Network spoke to a cross-section of industry players on the challenges of doing businesses in Nigeria. Rauf Abioye is the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Skylum Nigeria Limited.
Skylum Nigeria Limited is an aluminum company. We started formally 2003. Actually, we started before then, but it was properly registered 2003. And our head office here is in Abuja, and we work virtually in every part of the country. The sole work we do is aluminum work. What we have in mind when we started was to be one of the best aluminum companies in Abuja and to be giving the quality aluminum to our customers. So, but over time we realized that we should be even giving much more, much more than aluminum. We are into other things, but the major thing we do is aluminum, and we try as much as possible to give the best they can have. So give the best, and we believe that whenever our customers are calling us, they shouldn't be calling us for maintenance, rather for new projects. That's just it. Because even when you drive around and see what your work, you seem to be very, very happy that this is what I did. Basically, window, curtain walling, doors, and composite panel. So the aluminum window is what everybody knows about it. Normal window, and you know this time around, window has gone beyond ventilation, is up to the aesthetics of your building. So a lot of people go for quality windows that can serve the purpose of ventilation, lighting, and it brings about the quality to their building. So then curtain wall, you know, most of people now, they don't want to see blocks. They want their building, especially the commercial building, they want it to be covered by glass. So that is what is in vogue now anyway. Then cladding, you know, you use composite panel, you use it to cover the building. So you don't have to be maintaining the color or painting over time. By the time you use aluminum, and all you need doing is, if it's necessary, is to be cleaning it.
Okorie Ikechukwu is the Group Managing Director of Chipa Nigeria Limited.
Chipa Nigeria Limited is a group with several subsidiaries. It was actually incorporated in the year 2001, and over time has ventured into several businesses, but it is completely indigenously owned, and everything we do is Nigerian. We buy Nigeria, we sell Nigeria. Chipa Nigeria Limited has a group, has a vision. Like I said, we buy and we sell Nigeria. That's majorly our vision. in support of the local content imperative. We adapt all our productive processes along this line. Our vision is whatever we do, as much as we can, we create value for local content. So we concentrate on making maximum use of all that we can find in Nigeria, both in local content, including our staffing. Except when we are forced to, then we can go for expatriates, who also we observe that as soon as they are through, like is in our statutes, they don't come to stay forever. As soon as they are coming in, they have 6 months, 1 year, or 2 years, and then we have also Nigerians that understudy them, and as soon as that's over, they go, and Nigerians take over the. We have received recognition from a lot of people. We have received from Nigerian breweries, majorly owned by Heineken of Netherlands. We have received from the housing committees previously in the National Assembly. We've been recognized there. We've been recognized in the US. We have also done a lot of local content that has added value to what we're doing in Nigeria. We partner with the Nigeria Investment Promotion Council and all that. So far, we have done well in our own assessment. As the way taxing is skewed in Nigeria, the big boys are having a field day. They are not paying tax. But the common man in the street is taxed to death. If you have your Jeep, you enter it now, and you hit the road, nobody will stop you on the way and ask you for bring paper, bring this, bring that. But the common man that is using his jalopy truck, once he leaves here, they will stop him. He moves another pole, they will stop him, another tax. He moves another inch, they will stop him. You have not paid this. And in Nigeria, you can never finish paying the taxes.
Senator Issa Zarewa is the executive chairman of INT'L Healthcare International Limited.
I so much believe that each section should be given what it's supposed to take, should be given what they are supposed to get. So as a result of that, I think I'm in support of restructuring, but in terms of economic aspect, in terms of political patronage, in terms of sharing position. Yes, Nigeria should be restructured. I quite agree with that, and I'm in support of it. The administration should focus on the economy, security, and welfare of Nigerians. Security is number one, because without security we cannot do anything in this country, and we need to get it right. When you really look at the developing country, what they do have there is security, followed by rule of law. In Nigeria, most of us, we don't believe in rule of law, and that's why we are having most of the problems which we are having presently. If to say we'll follow the law and order, we shouldn't have any problem in the country.
Generally, we all believe that we are not doing very superbly well in terms of infrastructure. The issue of power is still there. The issue of even transportation, road network is still there. But be that as it may, I think the current government is trying as much as possible to fix all these our infrastructural problems. But you see, it is not only the infrastructure responsible for all our challenges. I think other areas of concern in Nigeria should be addressed properly. And one thing that is very important is that we should all desire to be change agents in our own rights. If in whatever sector of the economy or in whatever area we are engaged or we are playing our own part, if we are doing it ethically, if we are running it very well, if we are contributing to add value in our own way, I think collectively Nigeria will be much better. But yes, infrastructure we need to do well, but we should always ask ourselves on a daily basis. A lot of things have been said, you know, about Nigeria and several challenges. What are we doing as individuals to also make sure we are part of the solution, not part of spreading the problem?
It is our vision that in some years' time, every building that we occupy will be United Healthcare building. And that building will have a gym below it because we are emphasizing on wellness, and we don't want you to fall sick. We want to tell you why and how you can stay fit, and so that you know what exercises to do, what food to take, and how to keep yourself well.
Yinka Olugbodi is the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Team Building International.
Team Building International is a team development and human resources development consultancy firm. We specialize in team building, trainings and activity. Basically what we do is that we make people work together perfectly within an organization. So our job is to make people work together really. And we started this in 2009. 2009, we are one of the first solely team development consultancy firm in Nigeria. And yeah, it's been very good. It was tedious at the beginning, but right now it's a bit of a smooth sailing. We are well known for what we do because not too many of us are doing it around. And we've had some real successful events and programs over the years. Our vision is to be the most resourceful, most resource-based partner to our clients in terms of partnering with them to build their organization, especially the human resources of the organization, to develop their team in terms of organizational development. We want to be the most advanced resource base for that. And we've quite achieved a lot of that during the years. In terms of our vision, well, definitely is to partner with our clients to come up with innovative and superior intervention that is appropriate for their situations. Of course, the core value is the first one. We always be what? Teamwork. We are teaching people to work together as a team. Our first core value, our foundational core value is teamwork. We work as a team. We have respect. And knowledge is always there. We need to always advance ourselves in terms of knowledge, especially when it comes to development, team development. We also have innovation. Innovation is very key to what we do. We have to always come up with activities and games and interventions that are innovative and very exciting and fun, apart from being didactic in terms of learning from those activities. The growth has been fantastic, and I can say it has been normal in terms of any business growth. The first 2 years is the years I call the years where you don't see anything happening because you're developing roots. And when you develop roots, a lot of things don't happen. that's the year where you're trying to grow the business and, trying to make people to know you, you're trying to do, establish, let people know what your vision and what you can do. So the first 2 years was like that, so it was a very tedious first 2 years. I believe in every business, the day that your business, takes a flight. I can remember the day team building took a flight. And it's usually maybe one good job comes in and all of a sudden you're like, wow, how did they get us or where did they get our names and all those kind of stuff. The first strategy is for you to be flexible, be very flexible, especially in your offerings to people. What we did was actually to work on budget with our clients, because usually the first thing that most of companies and organizations cut when it comes to economic recession is always the training budget, under which usually team building is. So we have to work with whatever budgets our client comes up with. Basically, the second thing is to also not be top heavy in terms of, especially in terms of staffing. We have people we can call or even up on the internship or temporary basis to work with us, apart from even the permanent staff. So we don't need to retrench. If we have a major assignment or a program that we require more hands, we have at least 4 different teams we can always call up, which are ad hoc. So we don't need to be paying salaries and all the benefits on a monthly basis. So that has really helped us, to survive the economic time. We are into consultancy, apart from tax to the state government, tax to the federal government, and maybe all the other local taxes. We don't run a residential facility where, like an hotel, where they deduct 15% and everything like that. So that doesn't really affect us much, because we don't have our own residential facility yet. It doesn't really affect us that much.
Tony Oswagu is the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Calaya Engineering Services Limited.
Calaya Engineering so far have been in the stream for past 10 years now, and typically it's a local content driven company. We started from out of nothing to get to where we are now. Since we have been working, I think most of our clients have been very, very happy with us, because the kind of work we give to them, and at the same time, the kind of quality assurance which we also definitely offer to them. So that's what really makes Calaya to be what it is up to date now. Our vision statement and our mission statement simply is a company which we are looking at to be in the next future, to be a company that's going to take off and to compete with most of the IOCs, in the sense that our company always looked into to go for what we call the high-tech technology, and that's why whatever we are doing here now, we're always trying to make sure we give to our clients a good technology, one of the best technology that you can ever find within the country, and which we have been doing so far. Our core value as a professional is to be always trying to be prompt and excellence in our jobs, what we do. Calaya Engineering have really worked so hard to make sure that we engage a good number of unemployed youths into the system. Most of our employees are people who are graduates, which we need to set up and train them for them to have value, to understand the kind of technology, because we don't apply a common technology, a technology that they have to go through training. So we spend to train these guys for training them, and we engage them to also participate in a lot of projects which we are carried out for the past 10 years. That's what we keep doing up to date. We try to get in some smart graduates who are out in the street, call them up, give them training, both from the communities we work with, train them, and also engage them to work with us. So that's what the contribution we are trying to give. At least human development capital is the most important thing. We know that the oil and gas is the hub so far. Definitely, I'll praise it because as it is now, with the way things internationally things are going, the oil and gas industry is really driving so stronger, and also trying to encourage as well most companies, most indigenous companies that are now you need to compete with some of these IOCs. Before we have like Schlumberger, Halliburton, Weatherford, but these days you easily find these guys in because what they can do, Nigerian companies definitely can, because it's through the oil and gas all these things start coming up. But if not that, some of the factors, some of these engineering stuff, we can see them within the country. But the oil and gas is the hub that started this drive, and you can see within everywhere you see now that local content are really making impact. I know they started with the oil and gas, but they're trying to shift it to the power sector and the refinery. So far, I give them kudos. We don't venture into things we know that we are not expert into that. When it comes to inspection, that's access integrity, we always try to deploy the state-of-art technology to make sure we give our clients good work. Whatever we give to them, they don't have to know that because our company, Calaya Engineering, is an ISO certified company. Means that whatever report we give to you, that stands it, because we have to defend what the ISO certification we have. That goes to do in respect to the wellhead maintenance which we offer, pipeline fabrication, calibrations of different kind of range. So we have been doing that for years for so many companies, and with that has really helped us and catapult us to some other countries. We are present in Equatorial Guinea, which we have been working with them. We have been working in Congo, and as well we have been working with Angola. So because of this kind of unique jobs we do and the kind of technology we offer, it has really helped us to now move from out of shore of Nigeria to other neighboring countries. I developed the interest. After I graduated from school, I studied electrical electronics engineering for Federal Poly Bauchi. So when I graduated from school, I looked at it, I want to really focus anything I have to do engineering. I was then with PZ, where I worked for a while, but when I get to hear about oil and gas, I have to develop that interest. So I have to train that line, and I have to know that this is where you have to meet core expertise working, and that's why I have to go in that. Definitely these are the areas I have to get myself really focused to, and by God's grace we have been doing the little we can. We have gone to see a lot of awards as well based on political leadership, entrepreneurs, and what we have already contributed within the sector, like the National Association of Nigerian Polytechnic last time came because of they look at it the way we tried to bring in a lot of youth, train them. Those who perform very well, we now engage them to work with us. It's challenging though, because I think in Nigeria that's where we have multiple competitors. Our name always tells stories to our clients when it comes to this. That's why we're always trying to go up ahead of others, mostly in our own specialties. So when it comes to the competitors, what we offer most times comes to what the client will say, let's give this try. I think we are interested about this technology, and that has been helping us, and we have been proving that whatever we're trying to invert into the system, it goes a long way.
Is in terms of power, the infrastructure, water, telecommunication, transport.
Wow! And on this note, we call it a wrap. Many thanks indeed for being part of today's episode of the EOM Business Network. On behalf of the rest of the production team, our sincere appreciation goes to our sponsors for their continuous interest and support. Don't forget to follow us on eomcoms.com. Join us again, same time, same station on Wednesday with Olorogu Ekana Mowari. I remain INT'L Okwala. See you then.